What's up guys and girls, my name is SuperRebel123. So in today's video we're going to be going through all the GTA 5 confirmed characters. As always, if you guys go into enjoying today's video, be sure to punch that like button, and if you guys are not yet already subscribed to me, be sure to hit that subscribe button below for daily GTA 5 content. It would be really appreciated. Alright, so first of all, we're just going to quickly run through the three main protagonists just briefly. So here we of course do have Michael, Trevor and Franklin. Alright, so let's just start off with Michael. So Michael is actually a retired criminal. I'd say he's in his early 40s and he does live in Rockford Hills. Now, he was a highly successful bank robber who retired and went into FBI witness protection with a sweet deal. He and his wife Amanda have a rocky relationship, and kids Tracy and Jimmy are not understandable anymore. With the wife spending money endlessly and domestic life driving him crazy, Michael needs to get back into business, and he is also friends with Trevor. And yeah, Michael also does have this special skill called bullet time with guns. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Alright, so moving on to Trevor Phillips. Now, Trevor is actually still a career criminal, I guess you could say. He's around the same age as Michael, I'd just probably say in his early 40s. He does live in Blaine County, and Trevor is a crazy drug abusing ex-military pilot who lives in a trailer out in the desert. And yeah, like I said, he is also friends with Michael and used to rob banks with him. So yeah, Trevor just seems like a pretty crazy guy. I mean, from everything overall that we have seen so far, I mean in trailers and screenshots and all that good stuff, he just looks like a complete crazy guy. Alright, and Trevor does have this special skill which is called frenzy mode, and basically double damage is actually given, but you will only take half of the damage. And he also does have this special melee attack. But yeah, overall Trevor is a pretty awesome character to play with. Well, he probably will be because he just looks insane. Alright, now moving on to the last protagonist, we of course do have Franklin. Now Franklin is actually a repo man. He's in his mid-20s and he does live in South Los Santos. Franklin works for Simon Yetarian. Now we actually did see this in Franklin's trailer. I'll talk more about that Simon Yetarian guy later on in the video. But yeah, Franklin hangs out with crazy, immature friends, but running into Michael shows him another way to live. Now we do know that Franklin is also part of the Grove Street gang, and he does have this special skill which is slow motion driving. So yeah, that will come in handy if you're escaping the cops or doing things such as drive-bys and yeah, all that good stuff. Alright, so moving on to other characters. Now first of all, we do have Amanda. She's actually Michael's wife, in her early 40s and does live in Rockford Hills. She's the mother of Tracy and Jimmy and loves to spend money, and she gives Michael a hard time. Next we do have Tracy. I'd say she is probably a student in her late teens. She lives in Rockford Hills. She is the daughter of Michael and Amanda and sister of Jimmy. She likes typical teenage girl things, and I mean from what we have seen in the trailer where she was on that boat, she does look pretty wild. Alright, so moving on to Jimmy. Now Jimmy's occupation is actually a pothead. He is probably 20 or early 20s, I'd say. He does live in Rockford Hills, the son of Michael and Amanda and brother of Tracy. He smokes pot and doesn't do much else, and he wishes he was a gangster. So yeah, Jimmy actually does seem like a pretty funny character. Alright, next character, we do have a guy named Ron. He's in his late 40s and does live in Blaine County. He is Trevor's faithful neighbor and a paranoid conspiracy therapist. So yeah, I really feel sorry for this guy. He's Trevor's next door neighbor. Maybe not exactly next door neighbor, but either way he is a neighbor, and he does live near Trevor, so poor guy. And yeah, we actually did see some artwork of him, as I'll just show you guys a screenshot right now. So yeah, he goes by the name of Nervous Ron, or I think it was Nervous Jerry. Yeah, but either way he's a pretty nervous guy, as you guys could tell by the artwork. Alright, moving on, we do have a guy named Floyd. He is in his 30s and lives in Blaine County. Now he was actually seen in Trevor's trailer, possibly living in a trailer near Trevor. So next we do have this woman that we actually did see in the first trailer, or second trailer I think it was, and really all we saw her was actually having a go at Franklin. Now she's actually in her 20s. She could possibly be Franklin's girlfriend, but it actually could be his sister, because Rockstar have already confirmed that no one will have a girlfriend, or we won't be able to get girlfriends in GTA 5, so it would kind of be a bit unfair if only one protagonist had a girlfriend and then the other one couldn't. So yeah, it could possibly be Franklin's sister or just a family member. But yeah, she actually dislikes Franklin's love of cars. Seems like a pretty aggy woman. Alright, next character which we all of course do like is Chop. Now Chop is actually Franklin's real best friend. Of course, since he is Franklin's dog, and then they say like dogs are meant to be a man's best friend. But yeah, he does of course live in South Los Santos. He is of course a Rottweiler and possibly a form of weapon if we are able to control him, which we have seen in the official gameplay video. So yeah, we will most likely be able to use him as a weapon. Next we do have Lamar, and Lamar is probably in his 20s. He is a friend of Franklin, a little bit on the crazy side, and is probably probably part of the Grove Street gang also. Now, next woman actually doesn't have a name because we only saw her in Franklin's trailer with Lamar, so she could possibly be a family member, or she could have just been a woman, maybe part of the Grove Street gang. I don't know, it makes you think. But yeah, she's more probably a family member to Lamar or something. Next up, we do have this guy that was shown in Franklin's trailer, and he was also with Franklin and Lamar, so most likely another close friend. Next, we do have this guy called Brad. Now, his occupation is actually a security / surveillance installation. So, quote mark, he is the friend of Trevor that installs cameras but likely does surveillance of his own. Held by the IAA, but sprung from their control by Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, and orders by the FIB. Brad is shown in Trevor's trailer being threatened with a vehicle battery charger. And then yeah, we actually did see this in the official gameplay video, so yeah, this guy does actually get threatened a lot by the protagonist. Next, we do have this guy that we did see in Michael's trailer, and he goes by the name of Dr. Friedlander. I think it's pronounced Friedlander. I don't know, but either way, he is a therapist. Like I said, he was shown in Michael's trailer. He could possibly know Franklin as well. So moving on to this guy called Simon Yetarian, as he was actually mentioned when I was talking about Franklin earlier. So yeah, he's actually a car salesman and Franklin's boss, and he was shown in Michael's trailer getting punched. Alright, so next character, we do have this guy called Christopher Marge, and his occupation is a cult leader. He is the leader of the Epsilon program, and yeah, there's not really much to say about him, which is why we're going to move on to this guy named Fabian. Now, his occupation is actually a meditation and possible yoga instructor, since we actually did see him in the gameplay video with Amanda. Next guy, we actually did see in the trailer when he like jumped out the window and Michael was going to go get him and Amanda was saying not to. So he could possibly be Amanda's young lover, I guess you could say, since when he was actually being chased out of the house, Amanda was actually in a towel. So yeah, she's probably cheating on Michael. And he actually does appear to be the same person getting knocked down later in Michael's trailer. Alright, now next guy doesn't have a name as of yet, but he was actually sniped in Michael's trailer, so he's possibly a celebrity or other rich person. Alright, next guy was actually shown in the gameplay trailer organizing a heist, possibly codenamed Jerry Cole in the game, of course. I'd say he's in his 50s. We don't exactly know who he is at the moment, but he does seem pretty important since we actually did see him organizing a heist. Next guy goes by the name of Jock Cranley, and his occupation is actually a candidate for SA governor. We don't know his age, but I would say early 40s. Now, he is a former Vinewood stuntman and actor. Does not like immigrants, cripples, unions, or helping people, among other things. Running against Sue Murray for governor may or may not be a boss or stranger mission. Alright, so moving on to the next person, of course, she does go by the name of Sue Murray, and she is actually a candidate for SA governor. Once again, a divorced school teacher likes big government and wants to invest in public radio. Running against Jock Cranley for governor may or may not be a mission, boss, or stranger mission. Alright, so the last person actually goes by the name of Lacey Jones, and she's actually a celebrity. She does live in Vinewood, and she's a Vinewood star who wants to escape the paparazzi, grab her car and escort her away from the flashing lights. So yeah, this is probably like one of those stranger missions or something. So the next few people I'm going to be talking about could possibly be for GTA 5. Reason I say this is because it was something linked to Rockstar Games via some actors. This set has mostly full names, which suggests there will be more prominent characters in the GTA 5 story. Alright, so there's no images, so I'm just going to go through the names. Alright, so first guy, it goes by the name of Mitch Hayes. Now, he's an annoying, wisecracking, highly successful FBI agent. In great shape, does triathlons, drinks low-cal beer, but still has a great sense of humor. Next guy is called Clyde, and he's almost an inbred and creepy trash hillbilly. And next guy is called Jerry Cole, and he's a disabled IT expert and criminal information vendor. Next guy is called Alex, and he is a rich guy who has lost his money and is getting desperate but trying not to. Alright, so moving on to the last two guys. Now, the first guy is called Tae Wong, and he is a Chinese mobster, loves doing ecstasy and going to raves. And then the last person goes by the name of Marco. He's a young Mexican FBI agent, has a strong sense of humor, and likes to hang out with friends. So these were just some of the characters that could possibly be in GTA 5 and have a big role towards the game, since Rockstar wanted some actors for them. So yeah, that does seem pretty cool. But guys, that's it for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, if you guys are new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button below for daily GTA 5 content. And if you are already one of those amazing / awesome / beautiful people who already subscribed to me, thank you for stopping by on yet another video. Before I end this video, I just want to quickly talk about Gamescom. I know a lot of you guys are expecting to hear some GTA 5 news, and since it was like the first day yesterday, we didn't really hear much about GTA 5. I mean, the guy just went on to talking about the bundle though, about getting the headset and all that good stuff, but something was mentioned that if you actually pre-order GTA 5 via the PlayStation Store, you will get 75% off any Rockstar title and DLCs or something like that. But yeah, that was the only thing that was really said about GTA. But there will be some more news out probably later on today maybe, or later on in the week, since someone actually did find like a load of GTA 5 artwork and yeah, all that good stuff, so we're bound to get some new information. But once again guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye until next video. Adios amigos.